Hey, you guys, good morning. Kerry Tepedino here with the Happy and Healthy with Kerry show. Super excited to come to you all the way from Maui, Hawaii. And I was so excited to be able to show you all these great views, but it is bright and early. It's actually not bright. It's just very early here. It's 6:30 here, and as you can see, there is the world is still asleep in Hawaii at 6:30. There's absolutely no light. Although we have a gorgeous view. We're right outside of anybody who knows Hawaii, knows Maui. We're right outside of Black Rock. So if you know this area, Ka'anapali on the west side, let me know. We're over at the Sheraton. It's gorgeous here. I actually grew up here. My spring breaks, I would come here as a girl. And so I kind of feel like I'm coming home to my roots a little bit, which is really cool. I'll give you a little bit of a background. Maybe it'll get lighter as the training goes on. But with that being said, I can see that people are jumping on. Good morning, Julie, Kayla. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I see more people are here. Go ahead and say hello. And I'm excited for today's training because it's all about how failure can actually help you get to success. And the reason why I wanted to choose this training is because, what I see happen for a lot of women is they hold themselves back from really going for what they want, going for the 2020 vision, going for the big dream, the big goal. And as I talk deeper and deeper with them, it's always some form of fear that holds them back. Maybe it's fear of rejection, fear of not knowing, not having the skills yet, not having the knowledge yet, not having whatever it is that they think they need to get to the desired result that they really want to get. Now, here's the thing. I was just reading a big article on this, and the article was all about how failure is part of the journey of success. I can tell you for sure, for me to get here where I am today, I stumbled, I fell hundreds and hundreds of times. And with each one of those stumbles, I could have easily stopped there. Oh, this didn't work, I give up. Oh, this is too hard, why keep trying? See, I can't do it. See, I don't have all the knowledge, or I don't have all the skills, or I don't know all the right people. And each one of those stumbles, there was a part of me that, as a human, there was a part of me that was it gets frustrating. And especially if you've been on that path of reaching that goal for a long time. For example, I remember when I was breaking my eating addiction, it was every day it felt like I was betraying myself. Every day it felt like I was breaking another promise I had made to myself, because every day I promised that I was going to hit that goal of, not abusing myself, of stay present and all of that. And then when I would go binge eat or bore eat or fatigue eat or lonely eat or whatever that was, it was at the moment it felt good to break the promise. At the moment it felt like a moment of relief to, just go into the old habit. But then immediately following the break in the promise came all the, all the feelings come crushing down, just the feeling of God, when is it ever going to stop? Right? And so I'll tell you when it stops. It stops when you actually breathe through that moment of what you may be saying is failure. When you breathe through that moment that you've always quit before, there's just there's this little moment of hesitation that happens right before we quit on something. There's something that happens in our mind that it's okay, I'm going to go for it. I can't do it. And it's turning around, right? And going back to the old pattern. That moment right before you turn around and go to the old pattern, that's where I want to get in there, and I want to help you become aware of that moment. Because if you can just get through that moment right there that maybe you've never pushed through before, maybe that's your breaking point, your turning point. Maybe that's the moment that you've never experienced getting just to the other side of that moment. And if you were to just stay with the uncomfortable emotions, just stay with the fear, just stay with the vision of what you really want and why you want to get through that moment, if you could just stay with it just a little bit longer, and this is the challenge I'm going to be giving you today, if you could stay with it just a little bit longer, then what could happen is it's almost like it's a disruption to the pattern that's not working for you. And so it's just creating a different experience of you with you in that moment where you quit, so you can feel what it's going to feel like inside of you, to have that sense of pride, to have that sense of awareness of what happens in the next moment, right? Because my goal for you is that next moment. Sorry, my husband's in the room over there. We're in our hotel room. So it's that experience, like what I'm standing for you to have is an experience of the moment, of you in the moment after the moment where you normally quit, right? Because then what gets to happen is you get to look back and you get to see that it was never failure in the first place, as long as you kept going. As long as you keep growing, even from the moments that seem like the hardest moments, as long as you keep the forward vision and you stay in action, you have the vision of the longer goal and the long-term vision, and you're setting short-term goals, and you keep moving through the short-term goals to get to the long-term vision, and you don't quit. It doesn't mean you do this perfectly. It doesn't mean you have it all figured out. It doesn't mean any of that. It means that you're committed to the conversation of doing whatever it takes to move through the hard moments to get to where you want to go. And there will be hard moments, because that is life. That is life, right? So this is a great topic for us to be covering right here in the beginning of a new year, the beginning of a new decade. I actually cannot believe we're already 2 weeks into the new year. Isn't that insane, you guys? This is actually a really important day. This is 2 years ago today. My husband asked me me and my son, our son, to marry him. So this is a very special day for us. And it was 6 years ago today that my father passed away, which was my stepfather, who raised me since I was 3. So my dad, and so we're going to do, he was actually from Hawaii, and so I have my mom, my aunt here. We're going to do something special tonight. We're going to go to a luau and in his memory, but it's a very special day, and having those moments where you, like, even thinking about that, like thinking about when my dad passed away, and that morning, I remember I woke up. My sister had the night shift, and I was sleeping. We had a hospital bed in his room. I was sleeping in his bed, my parents' bed, and I woke up, and I went over, and I kissed him on the forehead, and I said, "Good morning, Dad," and he just went, and that was his last breath. And it was such a life-changing moment for me, and I was in total denial. I refused to believe that he had died. I got a mirror. I was putting a mirror under his nose to see if there was fog, from his breath. I wouldn't let them take him off oxygen for like 9 hours. Like it was a hard moment. Like that was a hard defining moment for me in my life. But in that moment, I didn't quit. I didn't quit on my dreams. I didn't quit and say this is too hard. I didn't quit and say, well, people leave you anyways. I didn't quit and like give up on the dream just because I had experienced pain, right? What I did is I dug deep. I allowed myself time to heal and to be in the experience of that moment, right? And also then I dug deep and I kept going. So, the other thing that I haven't shared was the Shift Network had asked me to be their, I had a weight loss course out at the time, Blissful Weight Loss, and they had asked me to be their weight loss girl for that, that was new, it was New Year's. It was a huge time. People had a lot of weight loss resolutions, and so my course with hundreds and hundreds of women, my course was starting that night, the night my dad died. And it was a live course, right? And so I remember some of the people in my family were like, just call the Shift Network, let them know that, let them know what's happening. Let them know that you can't do this. Like, can you start tomorrow? Can you start another day? And I really thought about it, because I was a mess that day. And I thought about it, and I thought about what would my dad have told me to do in that moment. And I thought about all the hundreds of women who had signed up for the course, men and women who had signed up for the course. And I did the call. I did the call that night, and it was a live call, and I didn't mention what was going on in my house. And I remember I was sitting in the guest room of my mom's house on the floor, kind of curled up as I did the call. And then when I got off the call, just releasing and crying, right? And I told the group the next day, because I just needed to get my feet on the ground. I told the group the next day what had been happening with me, because I'm very transparent, and they were just, oh my gosh, that was such an amazing call, and thank you for standing for us and being there even as you were going through that. And I'm sharing this with you because I had a lot of fear even in that moment, how I would be able to even show up on that call. Like, I was afraid I was going to have a total breakdown on that call. And but what I did before I faced that fear, what I did is I went quiet with myself. And I really reminded myself of who I am, what I'm capable of, what I'm committed to. And I was committed to walking through any difficult moment. I'm committed to walking through any difficult moment to get to the other side. Because on the other side of every difficult moment is going to be a moment where you get to stand stronger than you were before, as long as you don't quit. So today's training is all about how failure can help move us to success. And some of the most successful people, the most successful people on this planet have failed the most, because when they stumbled and fell, when it felt hard, they would pick themselves up and keep going. Now, you are no different than anybody else. And if anybody else on this planet can pick themselves up in a hard moment and get a lesson from it and get through to the other side, if even one other person on this planet can do that, then you can too. I promise you, you can too. And what it's really about, it's about believing in yourself, or if you don't believe in yourself yet, borrow my belief in you that you have it in you. And actually, you come to the Believe event, right? So what we always say to our clients is, if you don't believe in yourself, or if you don't trust in yourself or the process or what you're capable of, if you don't trust in that, then borrow our trust in you until you can get to the other side. If you don't believe in you, then borrow our belief in you until you get to the other side. And then when you get to the other side of that hard moment, or that hard year, or that hard decade, or whatever it is, when you get to the other side, then you'll be able to stand on your own 2 feet, and you won't have to borrow our belief in you anymore, because you'll have your own belief in you. We go deep, deep, deep into all of this at the Believe event, which is, I think we probably only have about 40 seats left. It's February 28th, 29th, and March 1st in beautiful sunny San Diego. And if you're a woman who is committed to learning how to get through anything in your life, to coming out stronger than ever, if your life is already good, if you're committed to taking it to extraordinary, if you're ready to let go of all self-sabotage, all ways that you hold yourself back, all the ways that your mind gets in your way, if you're ready to be able to be with all of your emotions, your fear, anger, jealousy, like anything that comes up for you, and stay present and take that and use it as fuel to launch, use it as a launch pad to make 2020 your best year yet. If you're ready for all that, grab one of those last seats at the Believe event. Okay, I'll put the link up in the description of this video, but it's the-believe-event.com. We are almost sold out, ladies. We are almost sold out, and we're still 5 weeks away. So get your girlfriend. Even if you come alone, you're gonna meet 200 of your best new girlfriends. So come alone or grab a girlfriend and just get there. Day 1 is all about the 2020 vision. So it's you getting clarity on what it is you're going to create, not only in this next year, but in this next decade. Day 2 is all about the roadmap, about how are you going to get to that vision. And day 3 is all about the follow through, meaning like clearing out, getting rid of, annihilating all the ways that you usually fall back, quit on yourself, feel defeated, all of that, getting rid of all of that so that truly this is the best year of your life. Like, I don't care if you do have to be over 21, but whether you are 30 or 70, this event is going to help you, okay? If you're a woman, any season of your life, this is going to take you to the next level. So with that being said, I'm going to give you a view. Oh my gosh, the sunrise is happening here in beautiful Maui. So beautiful. We're right on the water. I'll put the link to the Believe event in the description of this video. Let me say some quick hellos. Lots of people here. I said hello to Julie and Kayla, Empo, Helena. Good, Helena. Hello, late afternoon in Sweden. Awesome. Hey, Empo. Christine, Corey, Gail. Hey, ladies, and a bunch of other people. I can see a bunch of other people here as well. Roberta, aloha. Okay, you guys. Have an amazing day. I'm actually here for business, but I brought my whole family. We're going to do that luau tonight in memory of my dad. So we have a lot going on, but listen to the birds. Oh, they just stopped. But anyways, have an amazing day. Post below what it is that you are committed to creating. Like, what are you committed to in getting past fear? What are you committed to creating in your life? I'll be thinking of you today. Book your seat at the Believe event today, and I'll talk to you soon. Aloha!